has there been any talks from the manufacturers about developing a product for the you know, those high areas, like maybe even in Texas too sometimes, but is there any talks about building some sort of products that are going to be much more durable for like the Bermuda Triangle of roofs?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, obviously you already have two products in that you have tile roofs and you have metal roofs, right? So, you know, there's no guarantees in life, but pretty much if you put on a standing seam metal roof on your house, you'll probably never replace your roof for the rest of your life. It'll outlive you. Same thing with tile, you know. Tile is going to last way longer than you're probably going to own your house for. Now on the shingle side, which is 95% of the homes in Florida, the technology is getting better. The win rating on the shingles, like for Owens Corning, GAF, Certainty, which are like the three major brands out there, and even the other brands, they're all like 130 mile an hour now. I have seen reports where they've actually been wind tested higher than that to 150, 160, but it's all like the car manufacturers. They're only going to do what the other companies do. Yeah. So they're not going to come out with 150, 160. They don't until somebody else does. It's kind of, we're going to wait and see. Right. But I mean, most of the shingles on a newer roof should last that. So, you know, Hurricane Irma, we had gusts of wind that were, you know, 130, 140 miles an hour. So it's not uncommon for those shingles to come off. But if you have a newer roof, you know, and a 90 mile an hour windstorm comes through, you should be fine. Now that's the difference too between architectural shingles and the old 3-tab shingles. You know, the old 3-tab shingles are what everybody used to put on, when architectural shingles, which are again a little more staggered of a shingle and have more layers to them, those used to be more expensive. Now it's all pretty much the same. So everybody's putting on architectural. And
if for a homeowner, you would suggest the architectural.
Absolutely. The architectural shingles are wind rated 130 miles an hour. The 3-tab shingles are generally no more than 90 miles an hour, which again, I kind of joke that could be an afternoon thunderstorm, you know, around Orlando. But everybody's putting on architectural.
And the same pricing, you're saying?
Yeah, the pricing is same. In fact, sometimes the crews want to charge more money to put the 3-tab on than they do with architectural because it takes more work.
No kidding.
And the architectural look better. They last longer. They're wind rated, all that kind of stuff.
That's great.
But yeah, so I mean, you know, everybody is like, when I talk to a lot of customers, like, I want to make sure I get an architectural shingle. And I'm like, no problem. I got you. And it's like, that's all we put on. Nobody puts a 3-tab on anymore. You very rarely see it. There's no reason for it.
That makes sense. Yeah. And if you're a homeowner, you learn about roofs every 15 years.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, so.
Well, that's another thing that's crazy too. Like if you've been a homeowner in Orlando, in Central Florida for more than 30 years, you might have put 3 roofs on at this point.
Right.
Because you went through Charlie, then you went through Irma. I mean, and you may have put one on when you bought the house to begin with, or you might have to put one on right now pretty soon kind of thing. So that's wild to think about, you know, that you have to put that many roofs on.
No kidding.